Alright boys, in this video I'm going to show you guys some new stuff from OBS, which has just come out in the beta release today. It's pretty cool. It's going to help you guys remove yourself from DMCA on your VODs on Twitch. And I'm kind of going to break down how it works and how to use it. You need a couple things installed on your computer, and you need a couple settings changed on your advanced audio properties, and I'll kind of explain how that works. So let's get into it. First off, it's going to be OBS 26.1. The RC one, which is a current beta release. If you want to jump on it now, you can. Within the beta release, there's always bugs, and currently there is a bug. So in the current bug of OBS with the beta, you have to be on simple mode, and you have to check this box, enable advanced encoding settings, and then check the Twitch VOD track, which is user track 2 only. If you're on advanced mode, it won't work. There's some issues with it. For maybe some of you might work, but for most, it looks like the advanced mode is not working correctly at this time. By the time it gets released, it will be fixed. So just understand if you're in the beta and there's a problem, just switch it over to simple. It'll fix the problem if you want to be testing and messing around with it. So getting into what it looks like is going to be obviously track 1. I'll just kind of break down what this is and how to get into this. Is going to be this little cogwheel and advanced audio properties. Then you're look in here and actually going to see audio monitoring. Just leave this all off. You don't want any of this on. So for track 1 is going to be basically how to look at it. Track 1 is stream. Track 2 is the VOD. So anything you have blocked on track 2. So for example, I want my microphone in track 2. I want Pretzel Rocks because Pretzel Rocks is a DMCA free music player that I use. And a lot of you guys, if you're looking for DMC music or DMC free music, you want to be looking at Pretzel Rocks or something similar to it. I think they said they have over 300,000 tracks now, which is pretty awesome. So I would be looking towards this and moving forward into this kind of free music player. You also pay $5 and you get some better quality music and some options, more options on what it is with the free mode. But it's pretty cool. And so what you want to do is enable obviously microphone for track 1 and 2. You want the stream to be able to hear that. You want the VOD to be able to hear that. If you want your royalty-free music, you want the VOD to hear that. So check them too. So to start off with, we want microphone and Pretzel Rocks. If you look down here, actually what we're going to see of what I've got going on here, I've got something called game audio, which I just renamed. It's just an audio signal. I've got my microphone, which is an audio signal. I've got Pretzel Rocks, which is an audio signal, and I got Spotify, which is an audio signal. It's to keep me organized of what's going on. These are the names of the actual audio signals that's going on in here. And you guys can see, you're not hearing any of that. You're hearing Pretzel Rocks, you're hearing my microphone, that's it. And why that's going on is I've actually got two dedicated mixers to break the signals up. And one mixer's for my headphones and one mixer's for the stream. OBS is now an actual independent mixer with separating tracks like this. And Voicemeeter is a separate mixer for my headphones. So what you need is actually some audio cable splitters to make this work. So what I recommend doing is actually going down here to VB audio cables, get the virtual audio cable and get the hi-fi cable. And then I'd recommend also picking up virtual or Voicemeeter. You can get Voicemeeter banana or potato if you want. It's just going to give you more signals if you need them. I don't think people do need them if you're on single PC. If you're on dual PC, sure, you might need more signals. But for the most part, or if you're doing like playing a guitar or more audio inputs, then yeah, you can get this for other reasons. But if you're just doing game streaming and splitting music, all you need is Voicemeeter and then these two audio cables. Obviously, update to the latest version, the patch, beta version, which I'll leave a link in the description. So what you can see is we got a Logic video playing in the background, which we're not hearing right now. We've got some other stuff going on. Like I said, I'll show you how this all works in a second here. But first we need to do is set the audio cables up to make them work right. So we need to go over here after we actually download and install these. You have to restart your computer, which I'm not going to do obviously in the middle of a recording. So we're going to click over here to Voicemeeter or the audio mixer. Click open sound settings. We're going to go control panel settings. I'm going to have actually a little bit more signals than you do. But what you're going to have is this is your headphones. It will be named something else, maybe Realtek drivers or something like that. You have the hi-fi cable input, the cable input, and then you should have Voicemeeter input. what you want to make sure is this is on default. So it could be on here. Just make sure this is checked to default. Then make sure your microphone is selected default. And just leave the rest of the signals you have alone. So once that's done, what you need to go down to the drop down box and here down the bottom, go to advanced audio properties, go to app volume and device preferences. So now we're going to look at Spotify. The Spotify doesn't have an option for you to change the sync it goes into. We got to do it in Windows. So what I've enabled is for Spotify, I go down the virtual cable. So just in the drop down box, select the virtual cable. For Pretzel Rocks, I click the hi-fi input, hi-fi cable input. So I select that as well. So we got the volumes, whatever. We've got the setup in here that just moves around there. Don't have to touch it there. Once that's done, we're good. Now we can actually go back into OBS and actually mess around. We also need to go into voice meter so we can actually hear what's going on. So we're going to go into channel 1. We want to select the cable input or cable output and select the WDM. This is just for some versions of the cable. This is like your latency. So KS is a different version. MME is a different version. It seems that WDM works the best for the cable output. So I just went and clicked the cable output. And then you can actually, right here is, let's see what default. So hardware input. I just called it Spotify just to keep track of it. And then cable 2, I selected the hi-fi cable. Same thing, WDM. Renamed it Pretzel Rocks so I know what it is. So I can keep track of it. And you can see here's an AB, mono. There's a mute. There's a solo. These are just standard mixer terms. You don't have to really worry about them. I would leave all this at 0 dB. You can adjust the bass, high, whatever frequencies. And these are some virtual outs. You don't have to really worry about these too much. So what you need to worry about is A1, A2. So A1 is going to be your headphones. So depending on what interface you have, if you actually have a mixer, you use the ASIO drivers if you have them. If not, then just select a different version of it. For me, the ASIO drivers sound the best, so you're just going to go through here and find out which one sounds the best for you. Generally, what it's going to be is MME or WDM. KS doesn't sound very good. You might hear some gurgling or some choppiness. Just go through them all to whatever sounds the best for you. That's going to be for your headphones. So understand that A1 is going to be the A channel, A2 is going to be the B channel. So if you had speakers hooked up, you can also hook them up to B. You can also hook them up to whatever channels you want. So now we've got their input setups. Now we've got Lucas playing here in the background. If I wanted to hear, so you can see we got a signal here, we got a signal here, we got a signal here. So if I wanted to hear Jordan or Lucas playing, I can now hear it in my headphones. You can't hear it in the stream. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear Pretzel Rocks. I can now hear Pretzel Rocks as you guys hear it. And I can hear Spotify when you guys are hearing Pretzel Rocks. So I can decide what channels I want to listen to, and what the stream wants to listen to is done within this mixer in OBS. So if we want to listen to Pretzel Rocks on the stream and the headphones, I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to select track 1. But I'm like, no, I don't want that to be a live streamed track. And I don't want to listen to that because it's something I just don't really enjoy. But I want some background music in the VOD because I want the VOD to sound like shit. So I want a little bit of backtracking in the VOD. What I'm going to do is play Pretzel Rocks in the background. I'm going to make sure that all this audio monitor is on the monitor off so I don't hear it. And I'm going to select the track for the VOD. So Pretzel Rocks is going to be for the VOD. For me, I want to listen to Spotify. So for the stream, live stream, and for me, I want to listen to Spotify. So now I can listen to Snoop Dogg live. The VOD recording is going to get Pretzel Rocks, whatever plays in here. So the Harris Heller stream beats is going to be recording while I'm listening to Snoop Dogg. So the live streams listen to Snoop Dogg. The VOD recordings listening to Harris Heller's stream beats. So the microphone's also selected. So now we got to make sure we want alerts. I want alerts to be on the live stream. I want alerts to be heard on the recording of the VOD. So my game audio, because we've actually got some other stuff going on here, so we can actually switch this to actually something that's not. We can put it to minus tech tips. So now we actually want to hear game audio there. I want to hear the game audio too. All right, so now I hear Linus talking.
$75 million worth of RTX 30 series graphics cards too.
Right.
Yes, they brought back
So then we got our backtracking music going on, whatever it is, which right now is off for Snoop Dogg. The recording on the VOD is going to be whatever we got playing on this. So if we want to listen, we can listen to it whenever we want, right? So if we want the stream to listen to it with us, and we want to mute mute Spotify, we can put this all on track 1, right?
But unless my math is way off, that 175 million is only around 6% of the total 2.7 billion
too.
that Nvidia made in GPU sales during the third quarter of 2020. And given
so now I'm listening to it as well while it's going to be recorded in the VOD. So I can just select it back and forth for the recording. For me, I can select it back and forth for the stream. I can select it back and forth for the recording of the VOD. So obviously your Spotify, that's you're going to be whatever music player you're using to listen to copyrighted music, you want not that box to be checked for the VOD so you don't get struck for any of your archive music. As for clips, I am not sure if it doesn't work for if it works for clips or not. I'm not sure if the clips are over the live stream recording or over the VOD recording. It could be over the VOD. If it's over the VOD, then that's sweet. We can enable clips. We can enable VODs. We can not have to worry about those clips or VODs getting struck because they're not going to have any DMCA-able music on there because we're listening to a program that works really well and they do a really good job of making sure that you don't get struck. So that's up to you. Also, if you want to be using these musics for YouTube safe, so if you want these to be uploaded to YouTube, just make sure you check the YouTube safe mode. That's to make sure that you don't get struck, just in case something weird happens. This will make sure you're protected from YouTube also claiming the video. And I think that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, leave them in the description. Also, like I said, this is a beta version, so if you're on RC1, there's going to be some small bugs with it. Understand, the bugs will be fixed by release. They always get them fixed. Jim and his guys at OBS do a killer job. If you're curious what is going on, I'll leave a link to their Discord if you don't have it. Let's see here. I'm not hooking up right now, but so their Discord. You see how this let the comment there about what's going on for the issues. So you can go in here, beta test, leave some feedback if you want. It's up to you. But the Discord's there for you guys to help and leave feedback with any kind of bugs or problems you're having, or whatever version they're working on. So I hope that helps. If you want to check it out, I'll leave the link in the description. Until next time.